Distinguished Senate President, request for the resolution of the National Assembly for the implementation of the new external borrowing of $6.18 billion in the 2021 Appropriation Act. The purpose of this letter is to request for a resolution of the National Assembly to raise the sum of $2,343,387,942,848 naira, about $6,183,081,643.40 at the budget exchange rate of USD $1 to 379 naira, provided as new external borrowing in the 2021 Appropriation Act, item number 330, to part finance the budget deficit of 5.602 trillion naira. This request is in line with the provisions of sections 21 subsection 1 and 27 subsection 1 of the Debt Management Office Establishment etc. Act 2003, DMO Act. Section 21, subsection 1 of the DMO states that no external loan shall be approved or obtained by the minister unless its terms and conditions shall have been laid before the National Assembly and approved by its resolution. While Section 27, subsection 1 states that the National Assembly may by a resolution approve from time to time standard terms and conditions for the negotiation and acceptance of external loans and issuance of guarantee. Implementation of the new external borrowing in the 2021 Appropriation Act. The President of the Senate may wish to recall that 2021 Appropriation Act provides for $4,686,775,885,696 naira as new borrowings, item number 328, to part finance the 2021 fiscal deficit, of which 50% or $2,343,387,942,848 naira, about USD $6,103,081,643.40 at the budget exchange rate of USD $1 to 379 naira, as is specified as new external borrowing. The President of the Senate may also wish to note that the allocation of $2.343 trillion to new external borrowing in the 2021 Appropriation Act is consistent with Nigeria's debt management strategy, which seeks, amongst other objectives, to moderate debt service costs by accessing relatively cheaper external funds and to free up space in the domestic market for other borrowers. Funding plan. I wish to bring to the attention of the President of the Senate that the plan is to raise the sum of USD $6.183 billion from a combination of sources, normally multilateral and bilateral lenders, as well as from the International Capital Market, ICM, through the issuance of Eurobonds. From recent trends in the ICM, it is now possible for Nigeria to raise funds in the ICM, and this explains why we are proposing that the new external borrowing in the 2021 Appropriation Act should include issuing Eurobonds in the ICM. We estimate that Nigeria may be able to raise $3 billion or more, but not more than $6.183 billion, the amount provided in the 2021 Appropriation Act, in a combination of tenors between 5 to 30 years. The outcome would, however, be determined when Nigeria approaches the market. The President of the Senate may further wish to note that not only is the ICM now open to issuers like Nigeria and interest rates lower than the levels in 2020, given the recent monetary policy stance as well as raising levels of inflation, the level of liquidity in the domestic market has decreased while domestic interest rates are beginning to rise. Therefore, accessing the ICM will be relatively cheaper, thereby moderating debt service cost, and it will also contribute to the level of external reserves. Please see Table 1 for the comparative yields of federal government of Nigeria bonds in the domestic securities market and Nigeria's Euro bonds in the ICM of similar tenors as at March 30, 2021. Also see Appendix 1 for all the outstanding Nigeria securities, Euro bonds, and diaspora bond and their respective yields as at March 30, 2021. The table, comparative yields for the domestic market and Euro bonds as at March is provided in Table 1. Utilization of proceeds of new external borrowing. The proceeds of the USD $6.183 billion, about 2.343 trillion naira new external borrowing in the 2021 Appropriation Act will be used to fund specific capital projects in the budget. This includes projects from priority sectors of the economy, namely power, transportation, agriculture, rural development, education, health, provision of counterpart funding for multilateral and bilateral projects, defense, and water resources. Summary of indicative terms and conditions. With respect to the terms and conditions of the proposed external borrowings, the President of the Senate may wish to note that the multilateral and bilateral institutions operate on standard terms and conditions, and these are outlined in Appendix 2. In the case of Eurobonds, the final terms and conditions, interest rate, and tenors can only be determined at the point of issuance of the bonds in the ICM and will be subject to market conditions prevailing at that time. In the event that some or all of the USD 6.183 billion has to be raised through Eurobonds, the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning and the Debt Management Office, working with the federal government's appointed transaction advisors, will ensure that Nigeria secures the best terms and conditions within the context of the market. Meanwhile, the indicative terms and conditions are attached as Appendix 3 for your information. Required resolutions. As stated in paragraph 2, the President of the Senate may wish to note that the resolution of the National Assembly in the attached format, Appendix 4, is required to implement the new external borrowing of USD $6,183,081,643.40 in the 2021 Appropriation Act. Prayer. The President of the Senate may wish to note that, in line with the provisions of Sections 21, Subsection 1 and 27, Subsection 1 of the DMO Act, a specific resolution of the National Assembly is required for external borrowing as stated in paragraphs 2 and 9. Accordingly, the Senate is invited to consider and approve a resolution in the format outlined hereunder, which is also attached as Appendix 4, as stated in paragraph 9. A. The implementation of the new external borrowing of 2 trillion naira, 2,337,387,942,848 naira, about USD 6,193,081,643.40 at the budget exchange rate of USD 1 to 379 naira in the 2021 Appropriation Act, and that the amount should be raised from multiple sources, multilateral and bilateral sources as may be available, and through the issuance of Eurobonds in the international capital market. And B, the issuance of Eurobonds in the US in the sum of USD $3 million or more, but not more than $6.183 billion approved as new external borrowing in the 2021 Appropriation Act. While looking forward to the timely issuance of the resolution by the National Assembly, please accept the single Senate President the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari. Letter from Mr. President. Dear distinguished Senate President, request for the Senate's concurrent approval of donor fund projects under the 2018-2020 Federal Government External Borrowing Rolling Plan. It is with pleasure that I forward the list of all the donor-funded projects under the 2018-2020 Federal Government External Borrowing Rolling Plan for the consideration and concurrent approval of the Senate for same to become effective. See Annex Chair 1. The projects listed under the 2018-2020 External Borrowing Plan are to be financed through sovereign loans from the World Bank African Development Bank, FDB, French Development Agency, FD, Islamic Development Bank, China Exim Bank, China Development Bank, European Investment Bank, European ECA, IPEX, AFC, India Exim Bank, and International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, at a total sum of USD $36,837,281, $256 plus euro 910,000 and grant component of USD 10 million US dollars. The distinguished Senate President may wish to know that the projects and programs in the borrowing plan were selected based on positive technical and economic evaluations, as well as the contribution they will make to the socio-economic development of the country, including employment generation and poverty reduction, as well as protection of the most vulnerable and very poor segments of the Nigerian society. The distinguished Senate President may also wish to know that all the listed projects form part of the 2018 to 2020 external borrowing plan and covered both the federal and state government projects and are geared towards the realization of the Nigeria Economic Sustainability Plan that cut across key sectors such as infrastructure, health, agriculture and food security, energy, education and human capital development, and COVID-19 response efforts. A summary of some key projects in each of the 6 geopolitical zones and a summary on the expected impacts on the socio-economic development of each of the 6 geopolitical zones are attached here with as Annex 2 and 3. Given the importance attached to the timely delivery of the projects listed in the proposed borrowing plan and the benefits both the federal and state governments stand to gain from the implementation of same, I hereby wish to request for the kind consideration and concurrent approval of the Senate for the 2018-2020 federal government external borrowing rolling plan to enable the projects to become effective. Please accept the distinguished Senate President the assurance of my personal warm regards. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari. Letter from Senator Oluremi S. Tinubu, OON. Your Excellency, notice of public hearing recalled that the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as its plenary